oxygen that are present in carbon 4 oxide? How many atoms of oxygen are present in carbon 4 oxide? Now, this question is talking about atom and mass, atom mass relationship. So when you have question on atom mass relationship, you use what? Mole mass relationship, or you use mole molar mass what? Relationship. Now, let's come back to the question. They gave us what? 8.8 gram of carbon 4 oxide. We have 8.8 grams of carbon 4 oxide, but we are not looking for carbon 4 oxide. What we are looking for is the number of oxygen atom in carbon 4 oxide. So it shows that we have to look for the number of mole of oxygen. We have to look for the number of mole of oxygen that are present in what? In carbon 4 oxide. Then from the question now, there is no what? The number of mole of carbon 4 oxide is not given. The number of mole of carbon 4 oxide is not given. Then we'll be able to get the number of mole of oxygen from the number of mole of carbon 4 oxide. So the first step that we are going to take is to look for the number of mole of what? Of carbon 4 oxide, because it is only the mass of carbon 4 oxide that is given. So how can we calculate the number of mole? So the number of mole equal to mass in gram divided by the molar mass. Mass in gram divided by the molar mass. Then they've given us the mass of what? Of carbon 4 oxide. That is 8.8 grams. So that will be equal to 8.8 grams divided by this 8.8 grams is for carbon 4 oxide. 8.8 grams is for carbon 4 oxide. So you are going to need the molar mass of carbon 4 oxide, not that of oxygen, because that 8.8 grams is for what? For carbon 4 oxide. So what is the molar mass of carbon 4 oxide? CO2. That will be the mass of carbon. The mass of carbon is 12. That is, the atomic mass of carbon is 12. Then the atomic mass of oxygen is 16. The atomic mass of oxygen is 16. Then we have 2 atoms of oxygen. That will be times 2. Equal to what? 16 times 2 will give us 32. 32 plus 12 will give us 44 gram per mole. Because our molar mass is always a what? In gram per mole. So the molar mass of carbon 4 oxide equal to 44, which is equal to what? 8.8 divided by 44. 8.8 divided by 44. That is 0.2. That is 0.2. So the number of mole of carbon 4 oxide equal to 0.2 mole. So we have gotten the number of mole of carbon 4 oxide. This is for carbon 4 oxide. Now let's go back to the question. Let's go back to the question. 1 mole of CO2 produce how many atoms of oxygen? That is, how many oxygen do we have in CO2? How many oxygen do we have in CO2? We have 2 atoms of oxygen. So 1 mole of CO2 equal to 2 what? 2 atoms of oxygen. Equal to 2 atoms of oxygen. Then we have gotten the number of mole of CO2. The number of mole of CO2 is 0.2 mole. So now we write under mole. This side is for mole of carbon 4 oxide. So this 0.2 is for carbon 4 oxide. So we are going to bring this 0.2. 0.2 mole of CO2 equivalent to X mole of oxygen. We are looking for the number of mole of oxygen. Then we cross multiply. So X mole of oxygen will be equal to 0.2 times 2. 0.2 times 2 will give us 0.4. Is 0.4 what? Is 0.4 mole of oxygen. Is 0.4 mole of oxygen. Then we need the number of mole. We are going to need the number of mole to calculate the number of atom of oxygen. We have gotten the number of mole of oxygen now. Then we need to calculate the number of atom. Then we should not forget that 1 mole of any atom equal to your Avogadro's constant. 1 mole of any atom equal to Avogadro's constant. Then we are looking for the number of atoms of oxygen. So now we are going to say 1 mole of oxygen. 1 mole of oxygen equal to what? Equal to Avogadro's constant. Because 1 mole of any atom equal to Avogadro's constant. That is 6.02 times 10 raised to the power 23. This is a constant value. It's a constant value. Then we have gotten what? Is 0.4 mole of oxygen. We got 0.4 mole of oxygen from carbon 4 oxide. Now you write under mole. Is 0.4 mole of oxygen will now be equal to X atom. Don't forget that I'm looking for the number of atom. 1 mole of oxygen equal to 6.02 times 10 raised to the power 23. I repeated the same thing. I repeated what I've written before. Now, 1 mole of any atom is equal to 6.02 times 10 raised to the power 23. Then I've gotten new number of mole of oxygen. That is 0.4 mole of oxygen equal to X atom. Because I'm looking for the number of atoms of oxygen. How many atoms of oxygen? Then you cross multiply. So 1 times 1 mole of atom will give us X atom. Then equal to 0.4 times 6.02 times 10 raised to the power 23. 0.4 times 6.02 times 10 raised to the power 23 will give us what? Is 0.4 times 6.02 times 10 raised to the power. If you are there with me, you can solve along with me. You can solve along with me, learners. Let's solve along with me. If you are with your calculator, solve along with me. So our answer equal to 2.4 times 10 raised to the power 23. 2.4 multiplied by 10 raised to the power 23 atoms. Why? Because we are looking for the number of